Welcome to Bedtime Stories. Today, read Peppa's Mermaid Adventure. Don't forget to subscribe. Peppa and Rebecca love to play mermaids. Sometimes I wish I were a mermaid, says Rebecca. I'd love to have a shiny tail and swim underwater every day, Peppa replies. That gives Rebecca an idea. Let's have an under-the-sea party, she says. Peppa and Rebecca make some under-the-sea party invitations. They use lots and lots of glitter. Very shiny, says Daddy Pig. Just like mermaid tails, replies Peppa. Then Peppa and Susie head out the invitations. Party tomorrow, Peppa says. Please come. That night, Peppa is very excited. Remember, Peppa, the party is in 2 days? Mommy Pig reminds her. But I told everyone the party is tomorrow, says Peppa. Oh no, says Mommy Pig. We forgot to put the date on the invitations. Mommy Pig makes a phone call. Then there is a knock at the door. It's Miss Rabbit. Miss Rabbit, the emergency party planner and entertainer extraordinary, says Miss Rabbit. I hear you are in need of an undersea party. Yes, says Daddy Pig, for tomorrow. No problem, replies Miss Rabbit. You go to bed. I've got this. In the morning, Peppa and her family wake up and go downstairs. Their house has been transformed into an underwater wonderland. Look, George, gasps Peppa. There's a beach and sails. Peppa finds some costumes. Oh, she squirrels in delight. This mermaid costume has the shiniest tail I've ever seen. The fridge is full of tasty food. There is crab-shaped treats and starfish-shaped sandwiches. Soon the guests arrive. They all are dressed in underwater costumes. Hello, says Peppa. I'm Peppa the Mermaid. And this is George the Crab. Welcome to our under-the-sea home. Once everyone is inside, it is time for the underwater adventure to begin. First, Miss Rabbit asks the children to wiggle their toes in the sand. Ooh, said Peppa, it feels all tickly. Next, Miss Rabbit hands out seashells. Put the seashells on her ears and tell me what you can hear, she says. The sea shouts, the children. Then Miss Rabbit gives them some slimy toy fish. Take a good sniff. What can you smell? Yes, earth. shouts the children. "These smelly fishy." Then they are done. Miss Rabbit teaches the children how to swim. It's swimming and dancing at the same time. Miss Rabbit says. She waves her arm and children do the same thing. Hee hee hee. The children love to swim. Peppa is having so much fun. She imagines that she and Rebecca are under the sea. There are sorts of things like seals and stingray and fish. Being a mermaid is amazing, Daddy cries. Papa, can we see another under the sea party next week? Next week, Daddy Pig repeats. Maybe he'll need to call Miss Rabbit party cleanup. Extraordinary. Welcome to Bedtime Stories. Today I'm to read George Catches a Cold. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Mummy Pig says Peppa and George can play in the rain, but they must wear rain clothes to keep dry. But George is wearing his rain hat, so he has thrown it into the muddy puddle. Peppa knows that is not a good idea. Come inside, children, calls Daddy Pig. The raining is too hard now. Where's your hat, George? Asked Mummy Pig. Achoo! Replies George. Oh dear, George has caught a cold. Achoo! George cannot stop sneezing. Poor little George, says Mummy Pig. You don't look very well. Don't worry. I'll call Dr. Brown Bear, says Daddy Pig. Will George go to the hospital? Asked Peppa. No, George has to go to bed, replies Daddy Pig. So George is not really totally sick, then, says Peppa, disappointed. George, you have to stay in bed until you are better, says Daddy Pig. Why? Asked George. Because you have to keep warm, says Daddy Pig. Dr. Brown Bear is here to see George. Open wide and say, ah, he says. George is a little afraid of Dr. Brown Bear. He hides under the sheets with Mr. Dinosaur. Dr. Brown Bear asked Peppa to show George that he does not have to be scared. Ah, says Peppa. Ah, says Peppa. George laughs and comes out of his under the sheets and so Dr. Brown Bear can see. Ah, says George. George has caught a cold. Dr. Brown Bear tells Mummy Pig he has some warm milk at bedtime to help him sleep. Thank you, Dr. Brown Bear, says Mummy Pig. You're welcome. Goodbye, says Dr. Brown Bear before driving off to his special white car. The next morning, George wakes up early. The warm milk made him sleep very well. Roar! Cries George, waking Peppa up, feeling much better. Roar! It's a lovely sunny day, but George is wearing his rain hat. He does not want to catch another cold. Oh, George, you don't need to wear your hat when it is warm and sunny, Mommy Pig tells him. Hee hee hee. Everyone laughs. George never goes into a race without his hat again. Welcome to Bedtime Stories. Today you can read Princess Peppa. Don't forget to share and subscribe. It is bedtime for Peppa and George. Mummy Pig tucks them and turns on the lights. Good night, little piggies, she whispers. Downstairs, Granny Pig and Grandpa Pig arrive to have dinner with Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig. They all sit down and eat, but suddenly they hear a noise coming off upstairs. Is that Peppa and George? Asked Grandpa Pig. Looks like the little pigs are sleeping after all. Mummy Pig goes upstairs to check on Peppa and George. They are wide awake. Peppa and George quietly now hop into bed. Mummy Pig, you're making lots of noise and it's too late for you to be up. We aren't sleepy yet, says Peppa. We will tell you a story, says Peppa. We promise to go to sleep after the story. All right, says Mummy Pig. Once upon a time, there was a princess. Peppa jumps in. Oh yes, says Mummy Pig. Once upon a time, there was a court princess named Peppa. She lived in a castle with Sir George, the brave knight. And the princess and the knight had a cook who made the most delicious food ever. Adds Peppa. Of course, says Mummy Pig. She made cupcakes and cookies. And a cherry jelly tower, says Peppa. That was the princess's favorite food. The princess and the knight wanted their friends and a pony, and they all ate the yummy, delicious. Yes, says Mummy Pig, and afterward everyone was so full they fell right asleep. The end. Alexander! Then they woke up, cries Peppa, and they invited a wizard to the castle. A wizard? asked Mummy Pig. Yes, says Peppa, and he did a big magic show. But then, all of a sudden, a big green dragon came to the castle. Peppa continues. Hee hee hee, laughs George. Grrr. Oh no, says Mummy Pig. How scary. The dragon wasn't scary, says Peppa. He was just very hungry, so the king gave and ordered the cook to make a picnic, says Peppa. He did? Mummy Pig asked with a yawn. Yes, says Peppa. The cook the wizard and princess and knight, the king, Pedro Pony, and the dragon sat down and had to a big feast. And then they all went to sleep. Mummy Pig, as her head drops to one side, no, says Peppa. Then they had a party. The princess arrived to the party in a beautiful carriage, says Peppa. She came with her friend Susie Sheep. Sir George pulled the carriage with his horse. All of the friends came to the castle to dance. There was Rebecca Rabbit and Pedro Pony and Daddy Dog. Downstairs, Daddy Pig, Granny Pig, and Grandpa Pig were wondering what was taking Mummy Pig so long. Maybe we should see what's going on upstairs, says Daddy Pig. I think I hear snoring, says Granny Pig. Mummy Pig must have finally gotten Peppa and George to fall asleep. But Peppa and George are not snoring. Mummy Pig is. It looks like Princess Peppa at her best telling us bedtime stories, says Daddy Pig. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, the Dangerous Best Friends. Don't forget to subscribe. Once upon a time, Peppa's best friend Susie Sheep came to play. I have something to show you, said Susie. Susie held up a photograph of a baby sheep. Look, it's me, said Susie. You're not a baby, Susie, said Peppa, shaking her head. This is an old photo, Susie explained. It was taken when I was a baby. Peppa snorted. She didn't remember Susie being a baby. That was just silly. Susie pointed at Peppa. In olden days, you were a baby too, she said. I don't remember being a baby, said Peppa. But you were in standard, Susie, asked your mommy. Peppa and Susie raced inside. Mummy Pig was working on the computer. Mommy, cried Peppa, Susie's making up stories. No, I'm not, Susie said. Peppa told Mommy about Susie's silly idea. I don't remember being a baby, Peppa answered. But you were a baby, Peppa, said Mummy Pig. Mummy Pig pulled up a picture of a baby pig on the computer. Who do you think this is, Peppa? She asked. Peppa thought that the baby looked like her cousin, Baby Alexander. It's Baby Alexander? She asked. No, replied Mummy Pig. That's you as a baby, Peppa. Peppa was surprised. She has been a baby? Peppa and Susie giggled. Baby Peppa looked very cute. George and Daddy came to see what the fuss. was about. Look, Daddy, said Peppa. That's me as a baby. I remember it, says Daddy Pig. That photo was taken on our first day in this house. What do you mean? Asked Peppa. Daddy Pig told Peppa, Susie, and George that they had moved into their house when Peppa was very little. We packed all our things on top of the car, she said. Mummy Pig put up some pictures, said Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig put out a shelf, said Mummy Pig. And Grandpa Pig made us a lovely flower garden. Peppa and Susie went outside. There was no flower garden at this house. Why don't we have a flower garden now? Peppa asked. We used to, but Daddy Pig looked after it. Mummy Pig says, said Daddy Pig, embarrassed. We had the wrong kind of soul for flowers. Was Susie my friend in the olden days? Said Peppa. Daddy Pig noticed. Of course, he said. He and Susie have always been best friends. Peppa wondered what games he played with Susie when they were little. Did we jump up and down in the muddy puddles, he asked. No, Mummy Pig laughed. You were babies. You couldn't even walk yet. What did we do when we were babies? Asked Susie. You cried? You burped? And you laughed, said Mummy Pig. Susie and Peppa giggled. It must have been so silly being babies. Baby Peppa, baby Susie. Then you grow up into little toddlers, continued Mummy Pig, and you play together all the time. But where was George? Peppa asked. He was a baby in my tummy, said that Mummy Pig. Peppa thought for a moment. Daddy Pig's tummy was even bigger than Mummy's. Is there a baby in there? Yeah. No, Peppa told Daddy Pig. This tummy is pure, so muscular. Soon George was born, Mummy Pig said, and Granny and Grandpa bought him a very special present. Can you guess what it is, Peppa? Peppa knew just the present is. It must have been Mr. Dinosaur. Goo goo! Go! Daddy Pig said that little Peppa and Susie liked everything together. They liked to jump. La la la. La la la. Dance. And run around all over the place. Bah. Then one day, said Mummy Pig, you saw something amazing. A muddy puddle. You love jumping up and down in the muddy puddles together, said Mummy Pig. Peppa, George, and Susie all ran outside. I still love muddy puddles, cried Peppa. Me too, cried Susie. Peppa, George, and Susie looked for the biggest muddy puddle they could find and jumped right in. Daddy Pig brought a camera. Let's take a photo of you, Susie and George. Now, Peppa, he said. Yes, exclaimed Peppa, because Susie, I were best friends in the olden days, and we're still best friends now. Click. Little or big, Peppa and Susie will always be best friends. They will always love jumping up and down in muddy puddles. Peppa first sleepover. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Peppa is going to her very first sleepover at Zoe Zebra's house. Welcome to my sleepover, says Zoe. I'll pick you up in the morning, Mommy Pig tells Peppa with a kiss. Have fun! Rebecca Rabbit, Susie Sheep, and Emily Elephant are already there. I have my teddy, Peppa says. Zoe has her monkey. Rebecca has her carrot. Susie has her owl. And Emily has her frog. Mommy dim the lights living room. Don't stay up too late, girls, and don't be too loud. Daddy Zebra has to get up early to deliver the mail. Zoe, baby twin sister Zoe, and Zaza want to join the sleepover. Sleepovers are for big girls only, Zoe says. But the twins begin to cry. They're so sweet and little, Peppa says. Wah! Can they stay? Rebecca asks. Okay, Zoe says to the twins, but you must promise not to fall asleep. What should we do first? Susie asked. I'm taking piano lessons. Listen, Zoe starts to pawn the keys. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Mommy Zelda has woken up. You must be quiet so Daddy Zebra can sleep. Now into your sleeping bags, please. What should we do now? Peppa asked. At sleepovers, there's always a midnight feast. Zoe says, it's when we eat things, Susie says, in the hushed voice, in secret. Shh, Zoe whispers. She quietly leads the girl into the kitchen. As they walk, the floorboards creak, 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 creak. Oh no, the noise has woken Mummy Zelda up again. Girls, we'll make Daddy Zebra. Now who knows the bedtime story? The girls take turns telling the story. Once upon a time, there was a little fairy. Susie begins, and she lived in the forest. Peppa continues. And she lived in the forest, Peppa continues. And the fairy met a monster who went, "Roar!" And we make the elephant trump noise. Oh dear, the nurse had woken Daddy Zebra. Sorry, Daddy, Zoe says. There was a story about the fairy and the scary monster. and we went to know what happens next. Peppa says, very well, Daddy Zebra says. The monster lifted up his great big hairy paws and walked along on his great big hairy feet and sang, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above so high, like a rabbit in the sky. Daddy Zebra sings gently as he plays. The piano soon his song has sent everyone to sleep. What a wonderful full sleepover. This has been Sweet Times, Peppa. Enjoy watching Peppa all day long. Available now on DVD. Welcome to Bedtime Stories. Today to read the story of Peppa Pig. Don't forget to subscribe. My Family Tree by Peppa Pig. Once upon a time, there was a lovable, basically little piggy named Peppa. More than anything in the whole wide world, Peppa loved jumping up and down in the muddy puddles. Splash, splash. Mummy Pig was Peppa's mummy. She was very wise about those things. Mummy Pig would say, Peppa, when you jump in the muddy puddles, you must wear your boots. Squeeze, squash. Daddy Pig was Peppa's dad. He loved eating cookies. And he had a big tubby. When Daddy Pig jumped into muddy puddles, made a very big mud splash. Ho, ho, ho. Splash! When Peppa's little brother George was born, Peppa helped him look after him. And as soon as George was old enough, Peppa taught him how to jump in muddy puddles. George said Peppa, just like Mummy, if you jump into muddy puddles, you must wear your boots. Squeeze, squeeze. George liked muddy puddles, but he liked his toy, Mr. Tantrum, more than even though George couldn't speak yet. He could say one word very well. Dinosaur! Go! Sometimes Peppa got a little bit annoyed with George. George, she would say, why do you always say dinosaur for everything? It is so boring. One day, Peppa, George, Mummy Pig, and Daddy Pig got into their little car and drove to the new house, top of the little green hill. Peppa was excited about the new house, but she was very excited about the very wet and extremely muddy puddles in the yard. Beep beep. Can we go jump up and down the muddy puddles? So asked Peppa. It's nearly time for bed, Peppa. You'll have to wait until tomorrow. Peppa, George woke up very early. The next morning, they went to find Mommy Pig and Daddy Pig. Can we please go outside and jump in the metal pedals? Asked Peppa excitedly. Oh. We're going to Grammy and Grandpa's house today, Peppa, replied Mommy Pig sleepily. You can jump in the muddy puddles there. Beep beep. After breakfast, it was time to leave, so Peppa and her family asked Daddy Pig Charlie. Yes, Daddy Pig, everyone answered back. Then let's go, shouted Daddy Pig. Beep beep. Yippee! Cried Peppa. She couldn't wait to get Grammy and Grandpa's big house. They jumped in the muddy puddles. The family soon arrived at Granny and Grandpa's house. Peppa and George were very excited. They loved going to visit Granny and Grandma. Granny Pig, Grandpa Pig, Mommy Egg, Baba Egg. Granny Pig and Grandpa Pig. Was Peppa, Guana Egg, Baba Egg. Shouted George. Hello, my little ones, answered Granny Pig. Come inside, Granny Pig. Can I jump in the muddy puddles, please? Think Grandpa Pig has something to show you first, Peppa, said Granny Pig. Peppa was a little disappointed. She really wanted to jump in the muddy puddles. Peppa Pig took George to the vegetable garden. This is where I grow my vegetables, says Grandpa Pig. First I plant some seeds. Can we eat those yummy vegetables, Grandpa? asked Peppa. Peppa, we're getting out about muddy puddles. We have to wait for them to grow a little bigger, replied Grandpa. Oh! gasped Peppa excitedly. Veggies! Suddenly there was a loud bang. Oh dear, yes, Grandpa Pig. That was thunder. That means it's going to rain. We should hurry up inside before we get wet. Peppa, George, and Grandpa Pig ran inside as fast as they could get out of the rain. Peppa and George watched the rain splash, splash, splash down the window. George started to cry. Don't cry, George, said Peppa. It's only rain. Dinosaur! But George wasn't crying because it was raining. George was crying because he had lost Mr. Dinosaur. Peppa found outside, downstairs, even in the toilet. But she couldn't find Mr. Dinosaur anywhere. Just then, she had an idea. Peppa ran outside to find a very wet Mr. Dinosaur and Grandpa Pig very muddy vegetable garden. She ran inside and gave Mr. Dinosaur to George. George was very happy. Dinosaur, go! The rain stopped. What can we do now? I have a very good idea, Peppa. Daddy Pig shouting outside. Right here. Peppa seemed the mightiest puddle ever has. Peppa has been so busy looking for Grandpa's ritual scratching for Mr. Dinosaur. She had forgotten all about jumping in the muddy puddle. Squeeze! Squish! Peppa loved jumping up and down in the muddy puddles more than anything in the whole world of Peppa's family. Loved jumping up and down in the muddy puddles more than anything in the whole wide world. Splash! Hee-haw! Hee-haw-haw-haw! Oink! Oink! Hee-haw-haw-haw! Welcome to Bedtime Stories. Today I'm to read Dentist Trip. Don't forget to subscribe. Every morning, Peppa and George brush their teeth. Brush, 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 brush. George, are your teeth as clean as mine? Peppa asked, showing off her shiny white teeth. You both have lovely clean teeth. I'm sure the dentist will be happy, called Daddy Pig. Later that day, Peppa and George are at the dentist's office waiting for their checkups. It is George full sweetie. Peppa, George, the dentist will see you now, said Miss Rabbit, the nurse. Wait, they both see you. Peppa and George meet Dr. Elfrid, the dentist. Who's first? He asks. I'm first, replies Peppa. I'm bigger. Watch me, George. Open wide, please, Dr. Elfrid says. Ah! Peppa opens her mouth as wide as he possibly can. Let's take a look, says Dr. Elfrid, checking Peppa's teeth with the mirror. There, all done. What beautiful clean teeth, says Dr. Elephant. Now you can raise your mouth. Pink liquid tastes like bubblegum. Peppa spits it out into the sink. It's George's turn next. George does not want it to be his turn. Dr. Elfrid can tell he is nervous, so he lets George hold Mr. Dinosaur. All done. You have very strong, clean teeth, George. Dr. Elfrid smiles. But wait, what's this? Cries Dr. Elfrid. George has clean teeth, but this young dinosaur's teeth are very dirty. Water jet, please, Miss Rabbit, orders the dentist. He uses the water to clean Mr. Dinosaur's teeth. Pink, cries George, taking the glass. That's right, George, says Dr. Elfrid. Mr. Dinosaur needs to rate his bubblegum favorite drink. Glug. Wow, what shiny teeth you have, Mr. Dinosaur, cries Miss Rabbit. Dinosaur, go! George loves Mr. Tiny, especially now that he has nice clean teeth. And now Peppa and George had to clean their teeth too. Peppa, especially in Peppa Pig's backpack collection. Available now! Welcome to Bedtime Stories. I'm doing Bedtime for Peppa. Don't forget to subscribe. One evening, Peppa and George were finishing their dinner. It is almost bedtime, but the little piggies are not sleepy. Can we play outside just for a tiny bit? Peppa asked. All right, said Daddy Pig, but you must come in when you call for your bat. Peppa and George go outside to play. One last game before bedtime. Look, George, cried Peppa, lots of muddy puddles. Hee hee, splash, hee, splash. Peppa and George led their pig up and down in the muddy puddles. Peppa, George, called Daddy Pig. Bath time. Peppa, George removed their muddy boots. Splash, splash. We found our biggest muddy puddle in the world, cries Peppa. Are you and George feeling sleepy, Daddy? Asked Daddy Pig. No, Daddy, says Peppa. We are not even a tiny bit sleepy. Before bedtime, Peppa and George take their baths. Peppa likes splashing. George likes splashing too. Splash, splash, pop. Ho, ho. That's enough splashing, says Daddy Pig. Let's get you into your pajamas. Oh, we can't stay in the bath for a little bit longer? Peppa, bath time is over, says Daddy Pig. Before going to bed, Peppa and George brush their teeth. Brush, brush, brush. Okay, that's enough brushing, says Daddy Pig. But I think our teeth need a bit more cleaning, says Peppa. Smart. When it's in bed, Daddy will read you a story, Mommy tells them. George and Peppa like stories. They hurry into bed. When Peppa goes into bed, she always has her teddy glove. That's her. When George goes to bed, he always has Mr. Dinosaur tugged them with him. Are you feeling sleepy now? Daddy Pig asked. No, Daddy says. We need lots and lots of stories. Daddy Pig will read you one story, says Mommy Pig. Which story would you like? The Red Monkey book, please, says Peppa. Peppa and George like the Red Monkey book. So Daddy Pig reads them the story of the Red Monkey. Once upon a time, there was a red monkey, and he had all sorts of adventures. After every adventure, the red monkey would take a bath, brush his teeth, and go to sleep. When Daddy Pig finishes the story, Peppa and George are fast asleep. Good night, Peppa. Sweet dreams. It is bedtime for Peppa, George, but little babies are not sleepy. They must take their bath, brush their teeth, and listen to the story before they can have sweet dreams.